Yo, what's good, everybody? What's good, what's good, what's good? Happy Saturday. Hope y'all good out there. Hope everything clean. Hopefully the footage clean. Hopefully the audio is clean. What's good, people? Get some shout out to my folks. Sam Ash, what's good, brother? Marcus Moore, what's good? Briarios, what's good, my brother? Hey, I'm still on the podcast, brother. I'm just letting the new guys get a little shine, you know what I'm saying? I'm still there. I was there the other day. Yeah. Spider Silver in the house. What's good, my brother? Hey, we're gonna talk about it. We definitely gonna talk about it. Slink SC in the house. What's good? Shout G. What's good, player? What's good? It's good. Who else we got? Champion Edition, my brother. Was good. Hey, we're gonna talk about that too. We got a lot of stuff to talk about today. I ain't gonna hold nothing back, you know what I'm saying? Terrence Singh in the house. DJ H32X, what's good, my brother? He said last place. I'm confused, Doug. Big facts. Hey, it's gonna be clear. It's gonna be clear as day when I'm done. You know what I'm saying? Lay, what it do, brother? What's good? Hopefully the audio's still playing and good. Everything's sounding good to y'all. Shout out to my brother all day for the beats, you know what I'm saying? He be hooking you boy up with the beats, with the music. Filthy acts as a reasonable price. What's good, my brother? What's good? We're gonna talk about it, man. We're gonna talk about it. Let's see how many people we got in here. We got 20 people. We got people coming in. Be sure to hit that like button. Go ahead and tweet it out if y'all will be so kind. Yeah, we're gonna go in, man. We're gonna talk about what everybody wants to talk about. I've been seeing a lot of crazy stuff going on Twitter, and how shall I say it? Let's not act like just because Microsoft has purchased Blizzard Activision that it's game over. Let's not act like it's game over. Let's not act like it's game over. Do y'all see the background? Do y'all see the backdrop that I have right here? Do y'all see those games? Does Blizzard Activision produce anything that comes close to these bangers right there? You know what I'm saying? Valhalla Outcast, what's good, my brother? Oh, Les in the house, what's good? You know, in order for you to reach number one, right? In order for you to reach first place, you have to go through some things. You have to go through some people. You know what I'm saying? Black Frost, I appreciate that, my brother. Matter of fact, I got you. Get my mods up in here. Got to get my mods in here in case some erroneous bots get in here talking a little bit too spicy. You know what I'm saying? Listen, I've said this a long time ago. I've seen plenty companies come in the gaming industry. I've seen a lot of them more powerful. A lot of them have more money. A lot of them have bigger catalogs. I've seen just a lot of people try a lot of different things. And you know, Nintendo and Sony has survived them all. First and foremost, Nintendo, because they're the oldest. You know, we've seen everything from Atari, ColecoVision, Sega, 3DO, Neo Geo. I can go on and on and on and on and on. We've seen things come and promise and under deliver, or for whatever reason, those things died out. I'm telling you, Sony and Nintendo have nothing to worry about. They don't. Their fan bases are solidified. Buying a publisher is not going to give you what Sony and Nintendo can offer. It's not. T. Harris, what's good? What's good? What's good? Woo! My brother T. Shout out to my brother Post Up, man. Woo! Oh man. Look, I'm telling y'all, man. Sony and Nintendo have nothing to worry about. Microsoft didn't become the richest company just in the last 2 or 3 years. They didn't just suddenly get a bunch of money and stuff like that. So that's hasn't changed. Microsoft has always been number 1, 2 richest company in the world. It's the console war is not over. It will never be over. What this does, what that purchase did, what those publisher purchases did, what it did solidify Microsoft as being serious about gaming now, because before they weren't serious. Ryan Landis, absolutely. Sour Kush, you like that thumbnail? Yeah, man, I like coming up with crazy stuff. Now, here's the thing, right? People talking about COD. Let's say by chance Call of Duty does become exclusive to Xbox, meaning the only platform, the only console that you can buy it on is Xbox. Does that mean that you're suddenly not going to want to play Spider-Man 2? Star Wars KOTOR or Gran Turismo or Wolverine or a ton of other games that Sony have or a ton of catalogs that Nintendo have. No, that's just one game. Now, I'm not gonna water it down and act like that game isn't huge. Yeah, Call of Duty is huge. It's one of the biggest games out there. You got your Fortnite, your Apex Legends, you got your Valorants, your Overwatches. You got a ton of shooters out there. And I heard some guys talking about what Sony could just go and make a Resistance or a Killzone shooter and they'll be good. Guys, that's not the fight we want to fight. That's not the fight we want to fight. Craig, I'm surprised you're not a mod already, my brother. You should have been numero uno. King Poe in the house. What's good? Listen, the reason why COD is such a big deal, right, is because previously Microsoft hadn't been serious about gaming. They damn sure didn't invest much in gaming outside of just cranking out these consoles, right? We got the Halo, Gears, and Forza. That was pretty much it. They gave you the the battle toads, the bleeding edges, and some stuff like that. Microsoft went on the record saying that they didn't want to, spend $100 million on a lot of these games and not sure if they'll be able to recoup their money. Whereas Sony, on the other hand, are like, look, that's what we do. We're going to double down on it. We're going to keep giving you goodies. We're going to keep giving you single-player, story-driven games. We're going to keep giving you the bangers that you look for. We're going to double down on that. Matter of fact, we're going to double down on VR. You know what I'm saying? Sony's the only one that's giving you that. Nintendo's not giving you that. I mean, they give you AAA IP, but it's really their games, their first party. And those, I mean, we know what it is. I don't understand how just one game, Call of Duty, which is the biggest game out there, it's just going to all of a sudden take you from being last place in gaming to number one. It doesn't. That's just one game. And if that game was the top prize, companies would have been bought that game. They would have been just bought Call of Duty and hang it up. EA would have did that. But that's not the case, right? We still got Grand Theft Auto. We still got a ton of other big games that's out there. Stuart Stokes, my brother, with the $5. Microsoft isn't buying publishers to keep games off of PlayStation and Nintendo. They're using them to force Game Pass on those consoles. That's the big picture Xbox wants. No fanboy bullshit. There's a lot to that, Stuart Stokes. I agree. I do feel like Phil would definitely want, if Sony and those guys would allow that, yeah. If they say, hey man, Sony, Jim Ryan, and Nintendo and all those, everybody says, hey, we want Game Pass on our system because we still want COD. You know what's going to happen? It's probably going to end up on those systems. Phenom was good, my brother. But Phil has approached Sony and Nintendo about Game Pass before. They said no. You know why? Because they are still in the market of not only selling you consoles, the hardware, but they're in the midst of selling you not only their own service, but they sell you their games. Their IPs are worth the money that they charge. The $70, Wolverine's going to cost $70. Spider-Man 2 is going to cost $70. Gran Turismo is $70. I believe $70. KOTOR is definitely going to be $70, and they're worth it. These, Sony has invested hundreds of $millions into these IPs, getting these games out here. The top-notch, top cinematic, over-the-top graphics, the best graphics you can get in gaming, bar none. They're in the market of that. That's what that value is. They do not want to water that experience down. And if they put Game Pass on there, then you know what's going to happen? People are going to sit around no longer buy their IPs, and they're gonna wait for those come to Game Pass. Look at the Xbox guys right now. These guys are out there bragging. They've been doing it for a long time. Hey man, you gonna get this game? Nah, I'm gonna wait for it to come to Game Pass. So guess what? They really don't get any sequels. The only sequels they get is the Halo, Gears, and Forzas, right? Because that's their tempo franchises. But even now that they have Game Pass, now they're giving you the multiplayer free to play. The campaign is $60. Nobody really plays the campaign. Nobody really cares. That's just kind of what it is. That's me, see my brother. What's good? Hope you good. Heat the Heathen Stevens in the house. What's good, player? Got my good brother Sam Walton, man. Got to make him a mod. Listen, this is not automatically just going to put Xbox in first place. Far from it. They still got a lot of work to do. They got a lot of work to do. That's me, see. If Sony acquires Square Enix and Capcom, listen, here's the thing. If Sony goes after those smaller developers and stuff like that, that does not fix the issue with Call of Duty. Square Enix don't make shooters like that. The other companies don't make shooters like that. And I think what people are looking for is like, hey, they have the biggest shooter in the world now that possibly is going to be exclusive to their platform. Well, Sony needs to, they need to get their own shooter, a big shooter or a big game that can kind of counteract that. A services game. Because Call of Duty is a services game. Lincoln Clay, my brother, what's good, player? Hope you good, man. Hey, after this, man, I'm gonna jump on some Assetto Corsa or some iRacing. We'll do some racing if you want. Just let me know. I'll be on anyway. I just when we're playing these games that you're watching in the background, when we're playing those games, what are Xbox guys gonna be playing? They're going to be playing Warzone and just Call of Duty? Is that all they're going to be playing? Because none of their games they have, including the Bethesdas, including the Blizzard, Activision, are going to be bigger than these franchises we see on the screen. I hope Microsoft purchased a bunch of managers. I hope they hired a bunch of managers because Microsoft doesn't have a great track record in managing their studios or these publishers, right? One of the Microsoft's biggest IP ever, right? Their flagship game, Halo. Look how that was poorly managed. The games still don't have basic features such as co-op, assassinations, Forge, and some of the other stuff, right? The graphics level is still nice. They still have no next generation games that we can look at and say, hey man, this is why you're buying this console. Sony has that already. Sony came out the gate with, hey, you play Demon Souls, you look at that. Your Ratchet and Clanks, you look at that. Your Spider-Man Miles Morales, you look at that. They have those games that look great, push the hardware, and it's a showcase. Xbox don't have that. Marcus Moore, my brother, I appreciate you with the $5. What is Starfield? Does this game even exist? Listen, all I heard about Starfield is it was Skyrim in space. And then I asked the question, wait, aren't they working on Elder Scrolls 6? Yeah. Well, why are you producing games that are kind of like the same? And that's the thing. They bought Bethesda, and Bethesda only make generally those type of games. You got Halo, and then you got Doom, and then you got all these Wolfenstein. It's like it's a bunch of the same shit. So Xbox is full of nothing but shooters and Western RPG games, right? Like the Outer Worlds. Then they got Skyrim. Then they got it's all the same shit. So Microsoft is going to flood you with a bunch of the same games, whereas Sony, they're giving you different caliber of games, right? You got your Kinas, you got your Forspokens coming, you got your Sifus, right? Fighting game. You got your Gran Turismo. That's their racer, right? That's their flagship racer. You got your Spider-Man, your action adventure games. You got your Final Fantasies. Your JRPGs. You got your Persona. These games are different. They're not the same. Then you got your VR with a ton of their experiences, right? You got your Horizon Forbidden West that's about to drop. Like, these are totally different experiences. You got your God of War, right? Yeah, your action game. Microsoft don't have that. They have nothing but shooters and games that are the same, basically. So yeah, Marcus, nobody knows what Starfield is. They're hyping it up. Hopefully it turns out to be good. If it's not, then they'll move on to the next thing. By the way, E3 is dead. I repeat, E3 is dead. Sony got out of E3 years ago. They foresaw the future. They foresaw the return on investment of the E3 franchise. Why spend millions and have to share this airtime with everybody else when you can do your own event and spend a fraction of that cost? They were the first ones to do it. Then now look, the whole industry done collapsed on it. In this whole console war thing, I kind of asked this question on Twitter. And I posed this question. I was like, what is the end game for Xbox guys? What do you want? Like, really, what do you want? If you're an Xbox fan, really, what do you want? Because, and I'm asking that question because when the games come out, you don't play them and you don't support them. You don't want to spend money anymore on the games. All these games come in Game Pass, very little fanfare. Nobody's playing them. Really, what do you want? Is it just bragging rights that you want? If it's bragging rights, I mean, just say it. But if you want to brag from a standpoint of power, you have to be in first place. The way to get to first place is you got to go through Nintendo and Sony. How do you knock them off of their first and second place stances? Well, you have to create better games. At the end of the day, it's all about the games. No service is going to make you number one. I hate to say it, it's not. Greg, are you still at the 65% of your prediction on that studio for Sony? I still stand on that. Matter of fact, it's looking more valid now than ever so, right? It's looking more solidified now than it was before. Rumor has it sometime today or tomorrow, or today, the 23rd or tomorrow, Sony is supposed to announce its backwards compatibility with PlayStation 1, 2, and 3. Will that happen? I don't know. That's rumor. But I saw a couple of people reporting on it and stuff like that. And if it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. I do want to see what Sony is going to do with this whole merging PlayStation Plus and PlayStation Now and all that stuff. I do want to see what's going on with that. Rumor has it as well, there's an event coming up, State of Play or something like that for Sony to talk about some new IPs as well as to reveal some information about their existing IPs on top of revealing this whole PlayStation Now slash PlayStation Plus stuff. The tier stuff. So we'll see. Paul G in the house. What's good, my brother? Listen, I'm just saying, as an Xbox guy, Levon, what's good, my brother? He said, you think 2023 Xbox will have games? Levon, I think a lot of that stuff is going to get pushed back, man. I think it'll be 2024 is when they're going to actually have some games. Rumor has it they're in pre-production on a lot of the stuff. So, I don't know. I just know 2022 is looking really good for PlayStation. Uh, we know a couple of games got pushed back. Rumor has it Starfield is possibly pushed back. It's already been confirmed. I think Redfall was pushed back, and what's the other? Their third party 3-month deal Um, with the what's that Metro Exodus type game? It's called something Part Two. I forgot. Anyway, that shooter, right? The multi-plat shooter was pushed back to the end of the year. So it looks like Microsoft is going back to its original plan, right? It's that they give you nothing during the year, and then they use the last 2 months to declare victory. Lorenzo, what's good, my brother? Stalker 2, thank you, Heath. Stalker 2 has been pushed back. And I was looking forward to that. That game was supposed to be coming out, I think, in April. A lot of people got it pre-downloaded on their hard drive already. That's crazy. So I don't know, man. I just asked the Xbox fan base, what do you want? If it's bragging rights, if you want to get back those last 9 years of PlayStation guys mocking you and criticizing Phil and all that stuff, good luck, man. Good luck, because PlayStation. I'm gonna tell you what PlayStation guys are gonna do. They're gonna tout that, hey, look, they didn't need all the T-flops to get the great games. They got the better ray tracing. They got the better performing version of the multiplats. They got VR. They got, I mean, just quality. They got goatees, ton of goatees, right? They got ton of new IP. They got ton of existing IPs there. They got fucking Marvel sold up. Look at the screen. They got Star Wars. Now, one thing I would want to see Sony do, I would want to see Sony go try to wrap up and go get Bungie. Go get Bungie. Spend the bag, buy Bungie. That's a services type game. That's a great performing game, right? The masses tend to like that. Carol Anchor, what's good? What's good, Carol? Everything good, man. A Series X Pro? Oh my god. Don't tell me they're coming out with more hardware. My Series X is still sitting over there waiting for the T-flops to ring out on it. You know what I'm saying? But back to what I was saying, I do want to see Sony to go and get Bungie. You don't think these studios want to be with a winning team? These studios are looking over at Insomniac saying, damn, Sony gave these guys these fucking just amazing IPs. They got Marvel. Who wouldn't want to work on Marvel, right? That's like a fairy tale. That's a dream come true. Bungie's looking at that, hey man, you know, we got Destiny 2, but what if they give us, you know, some of their IPs? We could do something, right? That shit would be crazy. So you have to think about that. A lot of times, you know, yeah, it's about money, but it's really about your studio coming to its own and being able to get more IPs. I'm sure Bungie don't just want to make Destiny forever. You see what I'm saying? You gotta want to make more than that. Steady Flow, what's good, my brother? Hope you good, man. Laughing is the cure in the house. Listen, here's the thing. Is this the end of third party? Are these companies just going to buy up all the third party publishers and devs and then that's it? There's just nobody else out there? I think that's a big fear from gamers as well. Because if all those third parties, right, if they all go their own separate ways, then some games you're not going to be able to get over here and some games you're not going to be able to hear when traditionally you were able to get them across all the platforms. Can you imagine being, you know, having 2K exclusive to PlayStation or Xbox? A game that's traditionally been multi-plat? And that's a services game. Neon Berry. I got you, Neon Berry. Matter of fact, Neon Berry. Bro, I'm gonna do you a solid, brother. Look, you got that wrench next to your name, brother. Listen, I'm not gonna sit here and say that what Microsoft is doing is just all bad. It's not. It's a good thing. We wanted Microsoft to do something. You know what I'm saying? We wanted them to be better. And they're doing it. They're out here buying publishers. They knew they couldn't go toe to toe with Sony and Nintendo, so they had to do what they had to do. That's survival of the fittest. Survival of the fittest. I'm just saying, like, Sony. I mean, listen, Sony and Microsoft are in two totally different brackets in gaming, right? Sony is a little bit more. I mean, they're a lot smarter in gaming because they've been doing it for so long. They are a gaming company. Gaming is in their DNA. Gaming is their bread and butter. Nintendo, the same thing. Nintendo does nothing else but make games. Paul G, big facts. Ryan Landis, what if it was Google or Facebook that bought Activision Blizzard? Better or worse? I'm gonna be honest. I don't think it would have. If those companies would have bought it, it wouldn't have mattered because they were still going to keep these games multi-plat because they don't have a platform to put those games on. You know, they weren't just going to take Call of Duty and make it streaming only on Facebook. Like, that's not what they were going to do. When you spend money, it's to get your money back on investment, right? And they're looking at 70% of gamers, 70% of PlayStation gamers buy Call of Duty. And that's millions and billions. No, it's billions of dollars a year that's generated. Why wouldn't they? Why are they going to cut out that billions of dollars from coming in? That's why I don't understand why the Xbox, a lot of the fanboys, don't believe Phil when he says he's going to keep these games multiplats. Why would he? Now I get it, right? Gamers love to think that Phil loves the Xbox hardware and love them more than he loves the money. But that's a false narrative. No corporation loves you more than they love their shareholders and their money. Like, that makes no fucking sense. If I buy a company that's pulling in $3 billion a year, and then I tell that company to no longer, make $3 billion a year, what sense does that make? I don't understand. It's not like the Xbox guys are going to go and replace that $3 billion a year. It's on your platform. Only 10% of you guys buy that game and play that game and pull in the revenue from that game. So it doesn't matter. Unfortunately, the Xbox fan base, right, is too small. The Xbox itself, the platform, is just too small. This is why Phil wants to reach out to PC and to the mobile devices and everything else, right? He even reached out to Sony and Nintendo. We know that. Through the whole Apple and Epic Games lawsuit. We know that. We know that they've never made a dime on Xbox in over 20 years. In the 20 years that they've been active. We know that. You can't dispute that. I'm just saying, it's, Side Effect Gamer said, what up, Jaydub in chat? Xbox is still dog shit. Big facts, my brother. Big facts. Look, I'm just telling you, man. You gotta stick the fanboy stuff aside because these corporations, right? Yeah, they tangle with the fanboys and the console war, but at the end of the day, they're about making money. They've already ran the dollars. They see if Call of Duty brings in $3 billion a year, they want that $3 billion a year to come to them. They're not going to cut that $3 billion. They're not going to cut $3 billion out just because some fanboy who don't even play games like that, don't even support his own games, just because he get to brag. That's why I posed that question as an Xbox gamer. What do you want? What the hell do you want? Microsoft used to give you exclusives. You didn't buy them and you didn't support them. That's why you didn't get a sequel to Sunset Overdrive or Rise Son of Rome or Dead Rising and so on and so on, right? The Quantum Breaks, the Recores. In order to get sequels, you have to buy games. And Sony's in a different bracket. Sony can afford to have their game like Days Gone sell 10 million copies, 8 to 10 million copies, and decide not to make a sequel because they're good like that. They're in them in the first place. They're gonna go and have their studio to make a whole brand new IP. They're not afraid. They don't have to keep making a bunch of the same stuff. Paul G, give Post Up some milk for some of the stuff he's saying. Listen, man, let's face it. We beat the shit out of these Xbox dudes for the last 9 years, man. They sometimes you gotta, give them a break. Give them a break. Let them, man. Listen, they deserve it. I mean, shit. I'm pretty sure it's been hard as fuck to be an Xbox fanboy all these years, watching your games get 60 Metacritic, 50 Metacritic, games get canceled. Company decide what they don't even know if they want to keep Xbox a thing or not. You know what I'm saying? That has to hurt an Xbox fanboy, Xbox gamer. Now we all know Game Pass is the end game. Microsoft is in the business of services. Hardware they could care less about. I don't think just because Call of Duty is on Xbox exclusively, I just don't think you're gonna go and get 30, 40, 50 million people to go out and buy Xbox. That's just not gonna happen. Phil will keep Call of Duty on PlayStation. Simple. He said it with his own mouth. Xbox fan, but well, that's not really what he means. All right, cool. JXN Gaming said, Jaydub, tell them Xbox they can start bragging when they Xbox join the 100 million soul club. Big facts, brother. Big facts. Listen, Sony's worst year in gaming, the worst generation in gaming, they still surpassed Xbox. So that means at their worst, they're still better than Xbox. Sony only had one generation that it didn't sell 100 million copies. And even then, it barely missed it. And it came out later than the competition. You remember the PlayStation 3 came out like a year and a half to 2 years after the Xbox 360 had already been out. So it wasn't even, it wasn't even a full generation for them. Hit the like button, man. Let's get some of these likes up. I appreciate y'all, man. Y'all always come rocking out with your boy. The Xbox 360 was Xbox's biggest generation ever. It was successful because it made the competition work hard. It stamped that, hey, we're here. But it was also a financial failure because they had the red ring of death. So out the gate, not even a year after the console launched, they had to replace all them shits to the tune of $2 to $3 billion. I believe that's what Steve Ballmer cut the check for. Listen, I'm just saying, man. What do you think Sony should do? I want to see y'all opinion. What do y'all think? Do y'all think Sony should go out and buy a publisher? Because Sony's never bought a publisher. They only buy studios, and studios that they've worked with previously, to know that they fit and they are molded into their ecosystem in the way that they do things. They don't just go out and buy random shit. That's the difference. So that Destin Legeria, whatever his name is, all of these paid Xbox guys, I call them the yellow chair bandit. The dudes that sold us on Cyberpunk 2077. Yeah. Parko Tech, what's good, player? He said, "What up, Jaydub? I still remember when you were talking on RGT podcast." Yeah, man. Hey, I'm gonna have to get back with my brother, man. Every now and then, I do some on his podcast. What's good, player? Glad to see you here, man. I agree. Buy Bungie. Bungie would be a quick fix, because Sony don't really have a lot of services games. Gran Turismo Sport is not a services game. It requires no money from you. Also, once you buy the game, that's it. All the races and all that stuff is free. Lincoln Clay, my brother with the $5. What do you think of possibly you, me, Ham, and JD Max running the next week's 24-hour Daytona or Le Mans? Hey man, I'm cool with that. Give me enough time. Me and you would get in the dojo and practice. I just want to make sure I'm ready. With my new setup and stuff, I just really got to get more comfortable with the new wheel I have. By the way, I bought the DD Pro, the Gran Turismo 7 DD Pro, the Fanatic wheel. I got that coming, so I went ahead and bought it, man. It was $100 off, so I just went ahead and pulled the trigger on that. So I'll put it in my Red Bull F1 cockpit that I have, so that way I can swap between the two. So I'll be ready for Gran Turismo, brother. Lincoln Clay, I'm down for that, man. Let's do it. And that'll be crazy. That'll be crazy. Impatient Fire, I thought you had turned into a bot when I saw you capping on Twitter. Glad you Oh man, Impatient Fire, man. You gotta know me, man. It's all entertainment, brother. It's all entertainment. I do that to ruffle some feathers. That'll be funny, you know what I'm saying? It's all for jokes. 5 minutes later, I changed my profile back and I'm back to talking shit about Xbox. Listen, I want Xbox to be great, right? That's my whole motto. Make Xbox great again. This is why I talk bad about Phil and I push him to do better. When he opened the bag and dropped the money on this, I applauded that. By the time you're doing something, it's better than just sitting dormant and everybody screaming, "We'll just wait to Starfield." We don't know what the fuck Starfield is going to do. We don't know what Starfield is going to be. What do we want to do? Now, I do want Microsoft to get out of that habit of not releasing any games until the end of the year. Because I'm going to be honest, man. I don't want my shit just sitting there collecting dust, right? Until the end of the year. At least with PlayStation, man, we starting out the year getting bangers and games all throughout the year. It's embarrassing when I see Xbox guys, well, you just wait for November, December. Like, man, God, I'm tired of that. Damn, we always wait for something. Blackbeard, what's good, brother? What's good? Yeah, man, say some prayers. Shout out to my man, Optimus Code, man. I'm praying really hard, hoping he pulled through, full recovery, man. Miracles happen every day. Miracles happen every day. We've seen people do some amazing stuff, man. I just hope he, just pull through and get back with us, man. Really miss chopping it up with my brother. For the most part, man, I want him to get better for his family. His family need him. He needs his family. You know what I'm saying? Just so shout out to that brother, his lovely wife that's been strong by his side the whole time, keeping us updated, the gaming community updated. You know what I'm saying? That's we appreciate that. We should shout out her for that, because in this type of hard time that this family is going through, not many people would do that. A lot of people, man, we don't care about them folks on the internet, but she's been keeping us updated with what's going on. And Cole was loved out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying? So shout out to him, man. Everybody, if you can, go to the GoFundMe account and donate. Anything helps. But y'all don't know. 10 months of hibernation for Xbox. Man, come on. And they're partnering. They're spending money to get like games like this Rainbow Six Siege, Extraction, and Game Pass. It's not helping them, right? It's a dud. I mean, no Xbox dudes I know are playing it. I'm just saying, Jose, my brother, what's good? Hope you good, man. Hope you and the wife good. I hope, man. I really hope Microsoft get it together. It's something better than nothing. I will say that it's something better than nothing, because before they were just dormant. They bought Bethesda, and I was kind of like, I don't really care for Bethesda games like that. Most people didn't, right? Not even Xbox guys, because we got tweets of them saying, Bethesda, bug Bethesda, right? Because all their games launch buggy and trash. So, hopefully Starfield launches this year. Hopefully it's what they said it's going to be. They need some bangers. But the bangers we got playing in the background right now, Microsoft is just, they can't contend with that. You got Star Wars and you got Marvel, all of Marvel. Then you got the movies, right? You got a new Uncharted game supposedly is in the works. You got The Last of Us remakes in The Faction, which is a services type game, a multiplayer game. Um, man, I'm telling you, 2022 is great. 2023 is great with some of the bangers that they got, and they haven't even let us know some of the other updates of all the other stuff that they got coming. I don't know. I just asked Xbox guys, what is it you guys want? You can't get back 9 years of getting your ass kicked and beat down and mocked and ridiculed. That doesn't go away. You can't get 9 years back. You're gonna have to cut your losses. Cut your losses, player. Just say, look, we got shellacked. Microsoft is finally doing something. We'll get some perks from COD. Okay, cool. But rumor has it that Sony had already paid for the marketing deal for Call of Duty for the next 5 years. So that means the next 5 Call of Duty games got to be on PlayStation, and Sony still get the marketing deals for them. So guess what? It's going to be a while before PlayStation guys are not going to have a COD. So by that time, that gives Sony enough to either partnership with EA for Battlefield or or Bungie or whoever for another big shooter that's out there. Don't forget, Sony bought into Epic Games. They have a stake in Epic Games. It's a small stake, but it's still, you know what I'm saying? That comes with perks. BioShock 4 this year. Eh. Eh. Yeah, they don't want to believe it, man. So they're gonna go out there and man, listen, they're gonna go out there with pitchforks. Phil, you spent $70 just to give these motherfuckers our games anyway. Oh man, I can't wait. I can't wait. And that is crazy though. And the Bethesda games, right? Those are the single player games that they're making exclusive. So, who cares? Those services games, the games that actually make you big money, that's coming to PlayStation. Listen, most people play Warzone. Most people don't play the other, the regular COD anyway. People don't play the campaign; they just play the multiplayer. Warzone is where it's at. That's where all the money is being made. So of course that's going to be on PlayStation. You can keep the rest of the stuff. I don't care if they come out with another Call of Duty ever. Just keep doing Warzone. That's what everybody play. Yes, the Deviation is supposed to be a big multiplayer game. Now, Sony has neglected the whole multiplayer shooter genre, whatever, for quite some time. It's about time that they get their act together and do that. I would like to see that. Brian Landis, they weren't buying games, but they bought the $25 Red Ring of Death poster. I remember that. Big facts. And the nail polish. And the dolls. We remember that. We remember that. But I'm seeing like Xbox guys, they got to get it together. We have all the receipts where they spent 9 years saying exclusives didn't matter. They spent 9 years saying NPD didn't matter. They spent 9 years saying Phil, even Phil himself, well, I don't want to pay to keep games off of other platforms. All of the receipts keep coming out, baby. We keep receipts. Yeah, $500 headphones, controllers, all that stuff. Look, they spent $70 billion so they can get that $70 billion back on the ongoing services, right? They have something to put in Game Pass that'll bring the Game Pass subscriptions. But because of that, right, Xbox guys wouldn't really spending money on games anyway, right? They're such a small niche community compared to Nintendo and PlayStation. You got Nintendo got 100 plus install base, PlayStation got 150 plus install base, Xbox 40 tops. So, just saying, John Doe Hundrum. He said Sony San Diego need to make a boxing game since they're the only one delving in sports related games. I could see that. I could see that. I just don't know if Sony. I just don't know if that team is big enough to handle another sport like a soccer or a boxing or a basketball or something. I don't know. Back in the day, they had the 989 studios, right? Back in the day, they had that, you know. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just think um, they have to do something. I just feel like Microsoft spent a lot of money, but to what end did you spend that from? You know what I'm saying? Warhammer, my brother, was good. Bob, Jade line again. Big facts, brother. Glad you're here. Um, Game Pass price will go up, of course, because Game Pass don't just exist with um Sea of Thieves and Bleeding Edge and Battletoads like it once did, right? Now they have something that people want actually. They're gonna have Call of Duty in there. Instead of people spending $70 for Call of Duty, they can spend the $15 a month and get it for free. Not for free, but you know, inside the service. It's compelling. It's compelling. But it's kind of like I don't want to end up with Game Pass where it's 300 games of stuff that I really don't want to play. Sure, it's great to have a bunch of games, but if what are you playing in there, right? If it's only one or two games, then I'll only subscribe the month where they have a game that I want to play, and then I cancel my subscription. I think that's going to change that loophole of you can get out. I think that's going to change. Price is going to go up. I say $25, and I'm not going to lie. I think it may be worth it. I'm still gonna scam the system like I normally do, right? Just buy when a new game come out and then cancel and then play the game until my subscription run out, and then I'm good. So they don't really get the full revenue of, hey, we got 25 million Game Pass subscribers at $15 a month. No, that's not how you calculate it, because I may subscribe that 1 month and never subscribe for another 8 months. So I'm no longer in the Game Pass ecosystem until month number 8 or month number 9. You see what I'm saying? Okay, Badu said, Jay, how do you think Sony's new first person shooter will be? I don't know, man. I hope it's good. Listen, my expectation for Sony's games are extremely high. When people ask me, what do you think about this with PlayStation? I think that shit's going to be a 9 out of 10. I hope it's 9 out of 10. That's just how, because they have a track record of putting out a lot of good quality, right? Microsoft, on the other hand, they have a reputation of putting out 60 Metacritic duds. So therefore, my standards for them is a lot lower. I'm actually surprised when Microsoft put out a good quality game. I'm shocked. When Sony put one out, it's like, yeah, that's what they supposed to do. When you number one, when you've been in gaming this long, and you number one, and you've been dominating so long, and you have all these goatees and these awards and these accolades and the best developers in the game, the best engines in the games, the best graphics in the game, the best, hardware design and features and stuff in the game, I expect nothing less. But that's just me. Kara Anchor, absolutely. I talked about that a little bit earlier. I got the tweets when Phil said, you know, hey, we don't want to pay to keep games off of other platforms. You know what I'm saying? Like he said that. Nobody made him say that. He said that. But he said that because he didn't have any games. We know that. If you ain't listen, it's just like MPD don't matter until you start winning MPDs, right? Sales don't matter until you start getting some sales. We know the bullshit. Come on, man. You can't bullshit the bullshitter. Anyway, man, I just wanted to come out just for a little bit, chop it up with you guys, let you know my thoughts. I don't think anything has changed in the gaming space. If anything, Microsoft just owns a publisher, and the games, everything is still going to stay the same. They just own it instead of, you know, that's it's what it is. Basically, Phil wants the money. He wants the revenue that's coming in from all of these gaming services. He'll take those, put it in Game Pass, and that'll give more people incentive to get the Game Pass subscription. But he's still getting his revenue because 70% of all of those games sell on PlayStation. If you're an Xbox fanboy, yeah, you're gonna be mad. You're gonna be upset because those PlayStation guys are still gonna be able to spend $70 and get your games. It is what it is, player. It is what it is, player. You're gonna have to just deal with it. Anyway, man, I'm gonna go ahead and get out of here, man. Jump on some games. Y'all catch me online. Y'all wanna play some games? Hit me up, man. Jaydub City. Y'all know what it is. Appreciate your Champion Edition, man. Yeah, y'all hit that like and subscribe button. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I'm still on the podcast with Z now. We just getting the new guys a time to shine. Y'all know I'm on there screaming and yelling and battling, trying to choke the bots out all the time. We need some new blood in there. Get some time, you know what I'm saying, to shine. Burge Brizzle, my brother, what's good, player? Yeah, I just came by a little bit just to kind of talk about what was going on. What's the expectations? You know what I'm saying? The games are still going to be on PlayStation. That's not changing. Phil said what he said. You can determine it however you want. You can say he didn't mean it. You can say, well, he had to say that. Well, it is what it is. Until it's no longer on PlayStation, it's no longer on PlayStation. It's going to be on PlayStation. So it is what it is. Anyway, man, I'm going to holler at y'all later. It's your boy Jaydub. I'm out of here. I'm going to see y'all on Twitter. Y'all know I'm going to be kicking up dust. Y'all take it easy, man.